Yo. Yeah. I'm about to do the intro and Cash already setting it off, man. Y'all already know what we do, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, Real Sports Talk. We always started off with something special, and you know what I mean? Like, this little we always start off with a toast, and this one is very special to me, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many of you people watching or understand or know, but you know what I mean? Like, yo, Cash, and I'm not shouting out your number, but
Yeah,
happy belated birthday. Homie
yeah.
just turned 50. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, yo, it was
50
such a
Cent back
great
on that
birthday.
gangster shit.
Such a great birthday. You know what's crazy, man? Like, a lot of people don't even look like you that are 50. You know what I mean? Like, so I appreciate you what you're doing for my sister, your family.
Black
You
don't
know what I
crack.
mean? Like, yo, word up, man. Like,
Half black cracks a little
you
bit.
know what I mean? Like, yo, word up. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I hope you
Yeah,
had a great
absolutely.
birthday up in Florida. You know what I mean? Yo, shout out to Cash, man. Happy belated. You know what I mean? I spent the time with you already. Yo,
No doubt.
salute and hugs, nigga. Let's go.
Likewise, man. Salute. Yeah, 50, man. 50's let me
How
say
do you
this.
feel? Like, how do you feel? I'm pretty
I
sure
feel
you,
different. I feel different. I'm not
man.
gonna lie.
I'm pretty sure you could. I know you could run way more than me.
Oh yeah,
Like,
physically, no. Physically
you mean
listen,
mentality wise?
yeah. Listen, physically, I can't even say I'm in good shape because that Florida shit fucked me up, man. Because I stepped on a scale the other day. I remember you hit me. Was like, yo, I gained a couple of pounds in Florida, and I was like, I didn't want to step on the scale because I knew I was going hard down there. Pause. I
Yeah.
knew I was beasting. You know what I mean? From the plane ride to the end of the plane ride, I was eating whatever the fuck. Pause. But I stepped on the scale. I was like, oh, word. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit. So I'm not like I gotta get back in the gym. I've been back in the gym, but I gotta get the eating habits right and I gotta trim down a little bit. So physically, I'm a little bit off, but mentally, I feel different, man. Like when I hit 30, everyone was like, "Oh, I don't want to turn 30." My 20. Everyone's like, crying about their 20s and shit. I ain't to me 30 felt just like 20. Even when I hit 40, I felt like mentally I was like, "Damn, 40 was actually kind of where I kind of like I felt like I just had it kind of all together and shit. Like, you know what I mean? I felt like I was still having my super physical superpowers, and I felt like, my mind was right. So 40 didn't affect me. When I turned 50, I was like, damn, son. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in my mind, I'm like, damn, it's a big number. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm out here still hooping and fucking around. So, like, I don't feel like 50, but I'm 50. You know what I'm saying? But that goes to show you age really is nothing but a number if you take care of yourself. So, I'll leave it at that. All my 50-year-olds and my 45-year-olds and my niggas pushing 40, stay in shape and you good, man. You know what I mean? Stay in shape. Get the gun show. That's all. Gotta get the guns out.
Let's
Sun's
get
out,
some.
guns out. You know what I mean? What's good though?
Oh man, I'm chilling, man. Like, pool party later and shit, man.
Oh, word. Pool parties is baller shit.
Yeah,
That's what's
yo,
up.
nah, it's a
No, I know.
yeah,
My daughter gonna be there.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we're gonna just chill there, and you know what I mean. Yo, I just want to apologize to all the fans and listeners. You know what I mean. I know we've been a little bit more inconsistent, and I want to just remind everybody too, man. Like, remember to go check out the link below. Like,
Yeah.
there's gonna be a link in the description. Yo, check out the merch, man. We have a couple of merchandises that we put out there. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
many, but
It's fire.
but it's fire. It's like in various colors. People gonna be like, "Where'd you get that from?" I
Facts.
guarantee you this. I guarantee you
100%.
this. You
All
know what I
original
mean?
too.
Like,
All original
all
designs.
original. Ain't nobody. We didn't take nothing from nobody. That shit came from our membrane. You know what I mean? Like, so remember to go check that out, and you know what I mean, we take it from there, man. Like, so Cash, what you want to talk about, man?
We're gonna fire some shots this week, man. Matter of fact, shout out to L, shout out to Preem, shout out to Ra.
Burn.
Me and Q decided to just jump on this shit pause today and give you a little episode. They'll be back. You'll see them on the next episode. Normally we're like okay, so we're gonna try something different this week. Normally we're very like analytics driven. We talk about sports and we talk about the X's and O's and the nooks and crannies and we're more like technical in terms of less like philosophical, more technical when it comes to talking about these sports things, but there are all other topics outside of just like X's and O's and plays and trades and coaching and training camp and mini camp and the Columbine and all that shit. So there's other things. So we said, why don't we talk a little bit about kind of like the world outside of sports? You know what I mean? I shouldn't say outside sports related stuff. That doesn't necessarily mean on the field or on the court, right? So there's a lot of things that go on, you know what I'm saying? Gossip and fuckery. So we're gonna engage in a little bit of fuckery today, you know what I'm saying? For all my niggas that love fuckery, you know what I'm saying? And everybody loves fuckery. Let's not get it twisted, you know what I'm saying? Niggas be like, yo, I don't like all that gossipy shit. And they be capping, they be on their shit too.
Yeah, they be on that shit like, yo, you heard that? You heard that? Telling their man something like, yo, you heard that, bro? Yo, everybody always want to be the first nigga to tell somebody that everybody know.
yeah. Niggas always pretend like they don't. I don't do that. I don't engage in that shit. Yes, you do, man. Stop. Nah, but this isn't no type of gossip. This is all facts. A couple of these subjects we're gonna get into it. I just find interesting, man, in terms of the business of sports and sports media and the politics, so to speak. You know what I mean? And even just the morality and things of that nature. Like, and so I wanted to talk about Joy, but I think we're gonna just do a quick audible, and we're gonna talk about Christian Wilkins, man. And when we Preem came up, shout out to Jay, he came up with this subject. Jay, don't be mad. You know what I mean? I think we couldn't do the last show, and we had to tackle this before it's old news. But I found this a little bit interesting because one, this shit is just crazy. This Christian Wilkins, this Christian Wilkins story on so many different levels, right? But let's get into it. If you haven't been paying attention, and I'm quite sure you have, Christian Wilkins, a defensive tackle from the Raiders. Pretty good player, played college ball at Clemson. He's a Clemson Tiger, selected by the Miami Dolphins in the first round of the 2019 draft, and then eventually was moved to the Raiders. Man, he's out here doing a lot. He's out here doing like the young boys say, you're doing too much. He got into a situation last week. He was released by the Raiders, and the story behind this was I'm gonna read a little clip from Nick Walters. He's a NFL Inside reporter. It says Christian Wilkins reportedly had an incident with a teammate that led to his release by the Raiders. League sources told Josina Anderson sources with the team are being careful and won't leak many details. One says it was a very weird incident. If this is true, it adds to the narrative that Wilkins has become an issue in the locker room and that the timing of this release extends beyond his dispute with the team regarding his foot rehab. So he believes they released him because he was injured, right? And Christian Wilkins on Miami was very good. He was a very good defensive tackle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Goes to the Raiders, hurts his foot. With them. Right. Goes to the Raiders, hurts his foot. Maybe not performing up to the level that they expected him to. Combine that with the injury.
Well, that was his first season, and then
right.
But
the injury. But when I say performing, you're not available. What's the best ability? Availability, right?
Yeah.
So he was released. And normally when you hurt yourself, if you're that good of a player and it's not a career-ending injury, they're gonna let you rehab. They want you to get back on the field. Look at Andrew Thomas. Look at Dexter Lawrence. Look at players such as that. There's more to the story. There's more to this than meets the eye, right? So I'm gonna continue to read this article. ESPN reported Monday.
Yeah, please do, because I wanna.
This one it gets weird. This one it gets super weird.
I'm gonna retract to the first statement that the dude wrote, because I love English, but that dude already pointed out a really key factor. But continue to read an article, because I didn't read this.
ESPN reported Monday. This is bugged out. ESPN reported Monday that a playful kiss to the head of a teammate led to the release of defensive tackle Christian Wilkins last week by the Las Vegas Raiders. The teammate, who went unnamed, right? I'm not sure if I'd want to release my name either. It's bad for marketing, it's bad for your brand. The teammate, who went unnamed, took offense to Wilkins' actions, ESPN's Adam Schefter said on Monday on the Pat McAfee show. Shout out to Pat McAfee. I like that show. It's a good show. When you speak to people there inside the locker room, they say Christian playfully went to kiss a teammate on the top of the head, and those same people who said that the player took offense to it, Schefter said on the McAfee show, witnessed the whole event. So that's what everybody's been dancing around this week. You know what I'm saying? The Raiders released Wilkins last week after one season. The Raiders, who had signed Wilkins in March 2024 to a 4-year, $110 million contract with $84.75 million guaranteed. A lot of guaranteed money on that contract. They placed him on a physically unable to perform list, the PUP list, right? Before the start of training camp. Wilkins, 29, had been working his way back from a season-ending Jones fracture to his left foot sustained in the Raiders' 34-18 loss to the Denver Broncos on October 6th. Wilkins did not participate in drills during OTAs and did not participate in mandatory minicamp, according to ESPN reports. All right, I'm gonna tie this up right now. ESPN reported that the Raiders have voided the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money, and that Wilkins filed a grievance with the NFL Players Association on Thursday. Wilkins recorded 17 tackles and 2 sacks in 5 games before having season-ending surgeries. He's totaled 370. I'm gonna skate through this. This is his stats. So listen, let me get your thoughts on this, man. Christian Wilkins, like I said, he's good defensive tackle. He was signed to a pretty big contract, 110 M's over 4 years. Raiders release him. You know, they make it seem like it's due to injury or due to, lack of performance or whatever. Now you're hearing these goofy reports about him kissing an unnamed teammate on the top of the head. And you're also hearing other things. You're hearing that you're hearing a lot of before I get into my take, let me what is your take on this whole situation?
Well, this is a touchy subject, you know what I mean? Because like a lot of
for real, it's a touchy subject.
Come on, man, like yeah, how is that a pause?
It's a touchy subject for real, right? It's not
for real. It is for real. Like this is a really plausible, but like let's speak facts, man. Like we know he's been openly gay. We know that. What do you mean? Yeah, he it's been known to the public.
Okay.
So that doesn't excuse his actions. You know what I mean? Like, he shouldn't be able to do things just because you're of one nation or whatever type of whatever formality you want to be in. You know what I mean? Like, but and then let's speak another fact. Homie had a Jones surgery, right?
Yeah.
He got hurt in October of 2024, right? So it takes 3 to 4 months to recover. So you telling me you signed this gentleman 4 years, $110 million for an injury he's gonna recover from way before 2025 season, right?
Correct.
Or 2026 season, going to 2020. Due to what?
What do you mean? Due to injury?
Yeah, due to injury. Due to injury for what? That's like saying I'm gonna fire somebody because they had an Achilles 3 years ago.
Yeah. Doesn't add up.
It's and you know what? The Raiders have a track record. All right, let's be open, y'all. You know what I mean? Like, this is a very touchy subject. So if y'all wanna comment and debate us on this is a very touchy subject, and we're not hitting any type of genders or whatever the hell you are. If you
know what the Raiders told him? This is what they told him.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Yeah. Yo, and you know what? What's crazy? They did the same thing to John Gruden, right?
Well, John was on some racist email shit, so that's I don't know if
but it was homophobic emails as well.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
but he wasn't physically.
Yeah, but that was
touching people.
Yeah, but when you
know what I mean?
When you have that verbiage, you have that lineage. So now the ownership, I think, in my opinion, needs to really evaluate what the fuck is going on in their organization. Because if you're gonna have a firing like that, which is probably, deserved. I don't like seeing people get fired from Gruden. You know what I mean? He's a great coach.
Gruden deserved that shit. Go ahead.
No, yeah, of course he did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I don't like seeing people get fired. But that shit was well deserved. And then to go to something like this, like, why do you want to keep your organization involved around the same topics so close in years. Like this shit just happened in John Gruden like 2 years ago, bro. You know, like, and now we're dealing with Wilkins. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand, you know, so what did really change? You know what I mean? Like, what was it? Was it the locker room? Like, was he really being that? You know what I mean? Like, was he prancing around in a tutu? I highly doubt that. You know what I mean? Like, what was he like fucking? You know what I mean? Like, and pause. Like, was he slapping niggas ass in the shower? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, like,
No, I'm telling you,
like, what the fuck was going? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but but they fired this nigga because of a kiss on the head.
It's going smooth.
No, I'm saying because this is what I'm saying. This is a plausible topic. But like, yo, homies are you sign the guy and then release him because of an injury that is not even like a deafening injury. It's not like Achilles heel. It's not like he tore his shoulder, dislocated his fucking knee. You know what I mean? Like those are the injuries for a defensive end. You'll be like, yo, bro, nigga broke his ankle. All right, shit. All right, so nigga had surgery 3 to 4 months. Yo, you come right back. You know what I mean? Like, yo, and then the topic was, you know what I mean? Like, so is it because the NFL wants to make news, or is it because of the Raiders being the Raiders? You know what I mean? Like, it's always been a questionable organization. Let's keep it a buck, man. You know what I mean? Like, they've always had a standpoint, and if they want to be that gritty, that rough, rugged, manly team, then don't do more research. Don't draft niggas that you think are gonna be, you know what I mean, that are gonna affect your locker room. You know what I mean? Have better leadership in the locker room. Have better coaches. Have better staff that can understand how to deal with this. You know what I mean? Because not everybody's able to deal with everybody being not just straight nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, people gotta understand that. And it was just, you know, it's a weird touchy subject. You know what I mean? Like, I feel bad for him, but you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, yo, it is what it is, man. Like,
yo. Now, okay, so here's how I look at it. If you ask people in Miami, right, where he was drafted and where he played for a couple of years, he was a great locker room guy. You know, great team leader, very good player on defense. He got a lot of money when he went to the Raiders. Very good player, like I said, good teammate. I think they had all good things to say about him, right? Now, allegedly, like you said, there's, you know, a fruity-licious side to him, allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And maybe that's why the Dolphins let him go to the point where he's entering his prime. Maybe there was some funny shit going on over there. We don't know. But to let a guy like that go, a defensive tackle who come at a premium in this league, doesn't really make too much sense to me. Now, there was an incident at Clemson where we played college ball where he grabbed the linebacker Curtis Samuel's junk when they were playing college football, right? I when I was doing my research, I wasn't even aware that. I'm not super into the college game like that. I follow it a little bit, but not as much. I'm more of an NFL guy. And then I believe this is crazy. This whole shit is plausible. I believe he grabbed Josh Allen's junk on the bottom of a pile in the middle of a game. Allen hopped up. He was very visibly upset. Now Adam Schefter reports this kiss on the forehead on Pat McAfee. Yo, man, like, here's what I'm gonna say. Like, the Raiders can't go, okay, look, this guy is a homo. Allegedly, we don't stand for that shit. Get him the fuck out of here. Release him. Obviously, they can't do that, right? They'll they get sued. There'll be all types of backlash. The LGBT and the gay mafia is strong out here, right? They can't do that.
They found the loophole.
They found a loophole, right? You know what I'm saying? A weak loophole, but you can't just cut a guy for being gay and for being, for being, a fruitylicious or whatever, allegedly. But here's the thing: if you're him, right, you can't go around doing shit like that either, man. Like, You said, it was funny. You said,
Man,
was he walking around in the tutu, smacking dudes on the ass and all that crazy shit, right? Maybe he wasn't going that far, man. But you're running around kissing dudes on the head. You're grabbing dudes junk.
can't do that.
It's a bunch of things that led up to this. And this, we don't. I think this other stuff could possibly come out later on down the line. Like this kiss in the forehead might have just been like, all right, enough of this. We can't have this. Get him out of here. The players are uncomfortable. Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you this question, Cash.
Yeah.
So you said it adding up, you know what I mean, like multiple teams, and
This
they
could
probably
be.
they're probably all speaking to each other.
I feel like there's more to this than we know, in my opinion.
So do you think?
Yeah.
So do you think this was an NFL based, not Raiders, but an NFL based decision?
Nah, I think this was Raiders. I think this was Raiders. 'Cause like you said, they were quick to react. Well, I don't know if they were quick to react with the John Gruden thing, but they reacted with the John Gruden thing. I think this was Raiders, and it got kicked upstairs to Roger Goodell, and he probably said, "Yeah, we got to get out in front of this. We can't have an openly gay player running around like making passes at dudes. You know what I'm saying? But we can't also, condemn a guy for being gay. It's a fine line right there. You know what I mean? Like, because like I said, the LGBT community, they strong out here, man. They strong. And I want to say this, man. I don't want to be insensitive when I say Fruitylicious and all that. Fruitylicious is just a joke. I'm not anti-gay. I'm not a gay basher. I'm gonna do the prerequisite. What's the word I'm looking for? What do you say when you before a statement? Prerequisite disclaimer. Prerequisite disclaimer. I'm not a gay basher. I'm not homophobic. Not anti-gay. I know people in my family who's gay. You know what I'm saying? I have a couple of friends who are gay. That's not it.
Know your boundaries.
Right. That's it. Know your boundaries. I don't care. Like there was a Eddie Murphy Delirious years ago. He had a little skit in there when he was talking about, like, I think it was like playing basketball with a gay guy. And at the end of the skit, he's like, "I'm cool. You gay? We cool." We said, "What are you gonna go do?" He goes, "I'm gonna go home and get a drink." He said, "I'm gonna go suck a dick." He's like, "All right, well, I'll see you later then." And that's go do your thing. I go do my thing. They don't got anything to say. Later. But when you start making me feel uncomfortable, and when you start bringing those ways and philosophies and getting physical with it or touchy-feely with it, now you're in my space, right? You're overstepping boundaries, and that's a big fucking problem. You know what I mean?
And I think that goes with anything, not even just for sexuality. Just don't bring your life into mine. All right? Like if you love to smoke fucking cigarettes and I don't smoke around. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like, if you like to drink a lot of alcohol and I'm a recovering addict, don't drink around. Please. You know what I mean? Right. Like, you know what I mean? But people like it goes both ways. You know what I mean? Like and one person has to let the other person know exactly what needs to happen around. You know what I mean? Like as young men, like when you was a young man, just like I told people around me what I wanted to see and be around me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to be around certain shit. So don't put me in certain, you know what I mean? Like in certain situations. You know what I mean? And I don't think a lot of this, this new generation is really understanding that, to be honest. I feel like they just want to be around everything, not realizing when you say everything, you're going to get a whole lot of new shit. Way more various than what we've, succumbed to as grown men, like when we was in our, 80s and 90s and 2000s, you know what I mean? Like, it's a different world out there. And I think people need to really understand what they need to do, how they speak, and how they need to present themselves. Because, this is a world now that's going to judge you based off your color, your race, how you speak. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna judge you on every, you wearing a hat, not wearing a hat. You know what I mean? Like, you wear a tie, you don't wear a tie. You know, they're gonna, he has a watch, he doesn't have a watch. Like, they're gonna judge you on every little critique. It's so minuscule that everybody needs to understand that. And I feel like certain people just was never taught that. And I think that's a critical part. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he was raised the wrong way, I'm just saying that's something that you can instill.
It's intrusive. You know what I mean? And especially in a locker room, bro, an NFL locker room where, let's just be honest, guys are walking around butt naked, pause, you know what I'm saying, shit hanging all out, pause, you know what I'm saying? Like I when I go to the gym, I'm gonna go to the gym later today, right? There's always those one or two guys. I don't do all that walking around the gym naked watching ESPN because there's TVs in the locker room and all shit. I'm in my locker room, you know what I mean? Boom, take off my pants, my drawers always on, throw on my workout gear. Boom, I'm gone. You got dudes walking around, hopping out the shower, junk hanging out. I hate that shit, son. I'm like, yo, and I can't say nothing because it's the locker room, but I be ready to say, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't like this shit. But it's still a locker room and it's still allowed. So, you know what I'm saying? But if you're doing that in the NFL, dudes are even more sensitive. It's even more of a high alert in their mind. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, and then you're gonna go.
I'm already exposed,
right? I'm already exposed to that.
I already been in the locker room with all this shit, man. Like, last thing I need is a dude trying to test me,
grabbing dudes, junking all that. Like, if I was Josh Allen, man, I might have caught a suspension, man. Because I know you got the helmet on, but I'm coming to see you after the game. Be like, you know, in an NFL football game, niggas start to get rowdy and fight. They break it up and there's a little bullshit pile. It's never nothing crazy, but. I remember Carmelo a couple years back went to go see Kevin Garnett when he was getting on the bus.
Oh, he was ready. He was waiting for him like regular clothes.
That's the type of time I'm on if I'm Josh Allen. And this guy who was kissed on the forehead, right?
What did he say though? Let's go back to the cover. What did he say, what did he say?
Lala tastes like honey nut Cheerios and shit.
Honey nut Cheerios.
Kevin Garnett be doing too much, man. Shout out to Melo, man. But yeah, man, and then the guy kissing the forehead, like, you know, that's like, come on, man, don't play with me like that, bro. Like, don't play with me like that. You know what I'm saying?
Now you sonning me. You sonning me,
and you're fucking
taking away my manhood,
right? And it's intrusive and it's overbearing, and you're crossing lines, bro. Like, nah, I can't do that, man. So listen,
yo, because I keep it.
He might not get back. He might not. If more shit comes out, he might not get back in the locker room. You know what I mean? Look what happened to Jason Collins. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, you know what I mean, like, and. You know, it's just,
he was basically weeded out the league, if you ask me.
Yeah, and you know? it's unfortunate, but you know what I mean, like, but you know, like I said, this is such a touchy subject. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so many things I want to say, and I have to exclude some of the.
Damn, I'm thirsty.
That nigga's thirsty, nigga. Yo, you Christian Wilkins, stop being so thirsty, homie. Allegedly.
No.
You know what I mean?
Like, it's just like, play the game. Yo, go to work, nigga.
Go to work. Like, that's it.
Just work.
Do your job. Like, get up in and out of it.
That's it, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some of the best athletes don't really have friends in the league. You know what I mean? Like, that's why as much as I dislike, not on a personal level, of Tom Brady, but you know what I mean? Like, because and I mean, like, on the field, not like I played him. Like, but like, his mentality is exactly how every athlete, not football player, athlete should be.
That's how Kobe was too. Kobe ain't really had no friends. Nigga be off to the side, like, you know what I mean?
Kobe was the guy. Son. Like, people was afraid of Kobe. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that's why I saw some shit. Like, I don't want to do a sidebar, but I don't know if you saw this, man. When Paul Pierce was talking about how they asked him a question about who he thinks he's like, who they think debate, like, who's a better scorer.
Yeah.
And he rated himself as like the best scorer against
Paul always be
like,
on that shit. Yeah. I saw
I'm
that.
I'm like, yo, come on, yo, I don't even call Paul anymore. He's Paulie. He's Paulie, bro, because he just be like,
I fuck with Paul be trolling though. Paul knows how to. A lot of Paul shit is like shtick. You know what I mean? Like, he's trying to be controversial. I see what Paul's doing. He's, you know what I mean? Like, let me say this about Paul. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like a Knicks Celtics rivalry, there is no real Knicks Celtics rivalry. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't been a rivalry since like the 80s.
The 70s, like 80s.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And we did play him last year and we beat him, but I can't say it's a rivalry yet. But so I don't like super dislike. I know he talks shit about the Knicks and everything, but a lot of that shit is just like I said, it's fucking like trolling and shit. But you know, Paul got busy. You know what I'm saying? Paul was nice.
He was a great player, but like,
he puts himself on Kobe and them level. He wasn't, and LeBron level. But Paul was a dog. I'm not gonna sit here in front of Paul. Paul's a dog, but
yeah, but like, all right. So did you consider Paul Pierce
Not better than
one.
Wade, not better than Cole,
No.
not better than
But do you
LeBron.
consider Paul Pierce a number one on any team in that era? In the
No,
late
because he
90s,
was a
early
number one
2000s?
on the Celtics before they came, and they didn't really do too much winning. The teams with Big Baby Davis, Antoine Walker,
Yeah, I
Perkins.
remember.
But no, I don't consider him one. But he's a hell of a number two. We'll say that. Hell of a number two. You know what I mean?
Homie's a certified Mikal Bridges.
Nah, hell no. He's better. I don't know if he's better than.
Nah, fuck.
Nah, he's better than he's better than Mikal Bridges. You know what I mean? He's definitely better than Mikal. You know what I mean? Paul's gonna get you a bucket when you needed a bucket. He was a dog. You know what I mean? Like I can't even front. Like we was bitching with Miguel because Miguel didn't want to go to the rim. Paul ain't had that problem. Paul was going to the rack aggressively too.
He had no choice.
Yeah. You know what
I
I mean?
mean, like he had no choice, and you know what I mean.
Mikal, my guy too, and I think Mikal this year. And I don't want to digress too much, but Mikal just signed that contract. We'll talk about that on the next show with Jay and them. But Mikal gonna have a really good year. Mikal ain't the Mikal you saw last year was a product of Tom Thibodeau's system. You're gonna see the Phoenix. You're gonna see a little bit of the Brooklyn Cam. I mean Mikal Cam. I don't know what I'm talking about. Mikal. So, in terms of all this other shit, one more thing. Christian Wilkins, if you make it back to the league, calm your shit down, brother. And Mark Davis, son of great Raiders owner Al Davis, you a billionaire, my guy. Get a stylist, man. You looking crazy out here in these streets. You looking absolutely crazy in these streets. What are we doing here?
Right?
What are we doing here, man? Yo, you're a billionaire, my guy. What are we doing here? That's all I'm going to say. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good look. Yo, get a stylist, man. It's a drop in the bucket for you, big dog. You feel me? Tom Brady, you over there now with the Raiders. Tom's a smooth dude. Pause. He can dress, you know what I mean? Tom, take him to the side and, you know what I mean?
Yo, homie, like, this is not how it's supposed to be.
You know what I'm saying? Tom, what's good, man?
Yo, what the fuck's going on, bro?
Yo, get him some European cut suits, take him to, get him a haircut and all that shit. But, yo, let's transition into the next subject, man. Shit's looking, it's not a good look, man.
A European haircut.
Not a good look, man. Not a good look.
Yeah.
You know what
So what's a European haircut?
No, European cut suit. That's get you
okay.
a nice Euro cut suit. You know what I mean?
Oh, damn, I don't even know.
That's how I like my suits. I got all my suits and my sport coats. I get the Euro cut on. I like they make you look like you're in more shape than you really are and shit. You know what I mean? But
Oh damn! All right, so I don't have money. Then.
Nah, you don't need money to do that. You take it to a tailor. I got a tailor. All my shit, not to be on some shit. All my I don't. If I get something off the rack, it goes immediately to the tailor because it's all boxy off the rack. You know what I mean? Like all my clothes have gone to a tailor and shit. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about sweet old joy and pain and sunshine and rain.
Joy and pain.
Joy. You know what I'm saying? You bringing me joy. Joy. What are we gonna do with joy? Oh man. Listen. All right, let's talk about joy, man. And let me say this: I used to be a big fan of Joy Taylor, and I'm still a fan to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? I like what she was doing. I respect before the alleged lawsuit, and we'll get into that a little bit. We'll recap that a little bit. I don't want to get too much into the lawsuit because y'all know what it's about already. I kind of want to talk about what's going on now, but we kind of got to catch everyone up to speed. But before the lawsuit, I said, man, Joy Taylor, young biracial woman, even though she's the sister of Jason Taylor, and now the aunt of the Jets tight end Mason Taylor, which is pretty cool, right? He seems like he might be a baller. And we're actually going to talk about the Jets tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. I love doing the breakdowns. But Joy, biracial woman in a field that's male dominated, right? Beautiful woman, absolutely gorgeous. Got a lot of respect for her.
Phenomenal.
Smart, educated. Started from, even though Jason was her brother, still started from the bottom, started as a producer in Miami, made her way into the air, took all the steps you had to do to get to the top. Now, once you got to the top of the mountain, that's where it gets a little dicey. But I like Joy. I think she's a very smart woman. And who doesn't like a beautiful woman that can talk sports with you? What guy doesn't want that?
All right, so let's keep it a buck, man. Like, yo, we try to do that shit for the show. Like, we've been trying to get a female on the show to just not only just be there to just show like
Right.
that they're beautiful, like
Right,
we
but
want
that knows
yo,
sports.
it's
Every dude's dream,
it's
brother.
attractive. It's
Right.
attractive to the world.
Right,
It's
that's every
attractive
dude's
to the
dream. We can
world.
go out,
Not-
go to the sports bar, get a beer, go home and smash. Like what dude? What primitive nigga don't want that shit, right? But let's get into the thing. Joy Taylor was recently let go from Fox Sports after her show Speak was canceled as a part of a larger programming overhaul. This occurred after a lawsuit was filed against her and other Fox Sports executives by a former hairstylist, Nushin Faraji, alleging sexual misconduct in a hostile work environment. Essentially, she was accused of sleeping with a top Fox executive who was in charge of putting the shows together, a guy named Charlie Dixon, and also accused of sleeping with former NFL defensive back and host of Speak, Emmanuel Acho, for a spot on a revamped show, Speak. Taylor's contract was not renewed, effectively ending her 9-year tenure with the network. Here's a more detailed breakdown, right? Speak, these are the shows that were canceled on the show. Speak, Breakfast Ball with Craig Carton, formerly of WFAN, The Facility, and Joy Taylor Speak, right? All these shows were created by Charlie Dixon, who I just mentioned a few seconds ago. He was the creator of these shows. He was the top exec at Fox. So this tells me they wanted to burn down everything he ever touched over there. He got fired, right? The lawsuit, Nugent Faraji lawsuit, among other things, accused Taylor of ignoring her complaints about Fox Sports executive Charlie Brown and having inappropriate relationships with him and others to advance her career. So basically, in layman's terms, that means she was allegedly smashing her way to the top, right? Yeah. Taylor's response: she has denied all allegations, calling them publicity seeking. Taylor recently was on Van Lathan's show. I like the Van Lathan show, and she questioned her future in sports media following the events and saying that she wishes to disappear. Now, but then since then she talked about maybe there might be some negotiations with a spot up in Barstool. This is interesting. This is tough for me because, like I said, being in a male-dominated field, and she was one of one. She was the only woman in that field who was on an opinion-based sport show, right? Like
she was probably one of probably
one of what?
She was probably one of a handful.
Who?
Of other women.
No, that's not a moderator. She was actually giving her opinion. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? She was sitting down there giving her opinion on shit. Now she started Undisputed with Shannon and Skip. She was the moderator. She went with Colin. She was like doing the news, and then she finally got her spot with Speak. And now she's giving her opinion on shit. Like Molly don't do that. Molly tried to do that. Molly, you know what I mean? We can name Molly.
Molly's I see what you see.
Alex Curry. There's a bunch of them. You know what I mean? Carrie Champion. I can't. A lot of names are coming on my head right now. Who else am I looking at? There's a bunch of them, but they're all doing Sports Center. They're moderating, or now they're starting to. She was kind of groundbreaking in that field, and I respect that. But her allegedly sleeping her way to the top is kind of crazy, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're taking spots away from a lot of women. Now, give me your take on this, and then I want to give you my take. I have an interesting, I think, unique view on this whole situation. But give me a take on this. What do you think? Do you think she'll resurrect her career? You think we'll see Joy somewhere else, or is she finished?
I don't think she's gonna be finished.
Nobody want to touch her right now. Pause, because she's damaged goods.
That's not even a pause, man. Like that's something you want to touch.
Yeah, facts. Though.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yo, shout out to Joy, man. Like, so my take on you is strictly professional and just my analytical review of the subject. It's just, man, the world, because the corporate world, and I've been in it for some time. You know what I mean? Like like let's say like 13 years, and I've been in a different type of industry than the sports industry, but I would figure sports industry is a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like, so when you have these type of allegations and accusations against you,
it's like reverse Me Too.
Yo, it's always a little bit truth to it, man.
Yeah.
Not full truth. Always a little bit though. Always a little bit. Maybe she did spend one night with fucking Acho. You know what I mean?
Or
Like,
Charlie Dixon, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, or maybe she did.
Well,
You
we
know,
all saw the video of him
lash out
praising her, smelling
Faraji.
his
You know,
fingers.
yeah, you know what I mean. Like, or maybe she did wild out. Like, you know what I mean. Like, maybe she had a bad day and
Allegedly.
you know what I mean. Like, had a rile out on fucking Faraji. You know what I mean? Like, because this is all these allegations are being based on. It's just at this point in time, it just seems like I don't know, man. Like, yo, if I want to take it to a different stand, my whole standpoint is like women in the world. Like, they always want to be equated to men. So deal what men do on a daily basis, and this is what we have to do. You know what I mean? Like, yo,
I
we
agree.
have, you know. So like,
Yeah.
so now it's because now it's becoming to a sectionality point of view, and now it's becoming to the point that, you know, people have to also subject themselves to view other people, that how they have to build their company or their team or their fortune based upon like what they look like, how they look, you know what I mean, like what they do. And I don't think a lot of people really understand that. And unfortunately, it just happens to be that I think she's a real genuine person. I think she just happens to be too much of a real and genuine person. Like, you know, because we can go back when she was talking about how she can get any man. Yo,
I'm gonna touch on that. Pause. I'm gonna touch on that. I ain't like that. Yeah.
You know, like you
I think that's
grab
where the
any
change
man.
started to happen.
You know, like, yo, like, let's calm down a little bit. That was in 2023 or 2022, or if I'm 2024, if I'm mistaken, right? Like, yeah, and her podcast, she had her own podcast
Which I like. Maybe I'm Crazy was a good show.
in
And
2017. She had a podcast 2017.
that's when
but,
she
like,
was joy. There wasn't the makeup there. There wasn't all the constant
it
showing
was
of the
it
cleavage,
was
the eye candy.
joy.
It was her being real.
It was joy. So I'm asking you this question.
Yeah,
do you think, and shout out to the NFL, but like, do you think the NFL industry expected something of her that she couldn't deliver?
Well, that's a good question. Let me start by saying this. Look, now we're in the era of this hashtag Me Too. And it's not really common to see a woman being accused of this. It's almost like reverse Me Too, right? It's not exactly a Me Too situation, but it is a sexual misconduct in the workplace. So you could file it under the, you know, veil of Cosby and all the, who was the other dude? I forget the guy's name and shit. Weinstein and all these dudes, right? It seems like Joy. I don't see Joy getting a job on a major network anytime soon. Maybe if ever, man. It's going to be extremely difficult. ESPN, I believe, has already come out and said that they really have no interest in her. That's the other major, sports network. There are other ones, but that's the premier one. Even though Michelle Obama just kicked their back in the other day, maybe we could talk about this during the week.
We need to talk about that tomorrow because that's
which
bugged
is
out.
fucking nuts. But they are the number one rated, sports, strictly sports, around the clock media company, right? They have already come out and basically said they have no interest in her. They preemptively said there's no interest. She has this podcast that she's doing. It's out now. It's called what is it called? Too Personal. And you see Joy kind of switching. Joy's kind of pivoting right now and switching up her style. I think she's cooked in the sports space, but now she's being a little bit more political. She's talking about pop culture. She's talking about different things on the show. She's having different type of guests. She's being a little bit more edgy. So I think that's the lane she's going to try to go down now, because I don't think any of these real sports stations for right now is going to want to touch it, because, like the you don't want to, she's a walking lawsuit in their opinion. They don't want to open themselves up to that type of liability, right? Back to her podcast, she was on there with Taylor Rooks. They were like low key men bashing at one point, and Taylor Rooks kind of distanced herself from her. The gorgeous Taylor Rooks, she does a lot of NBA media coverage, so that didn't work out. So she started doing the show by herself. I don't know. Joy Taylor changed a lot, man. When she first started as a moderator with Skip and Shannon Undisputed, her look was totally different. Her attitude was totally different. in my opinion, she lost a lot of humility. You know what I'm saying? She kind of became very gassed up.
But like, how fast did she change?
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. Throughout,
it was so crazy.
It was a slow burn. Though she started to get very gassed. You alluded to this before. All men want me. I'm gorgeous. She kind of became very callous. It felt like she lost her compassion and the humility, even. You know what I'm saying? And the natural, because she was very natural, the natural, beautiful girl, almost the appeal of a pretty tomboy she had, right? Because she used to play sports, in college, that.
Yeah.
She started out, that kind of morphed into now spray tans, a lot more makeup, low cut blouses showing off cleavage. And listen, I know that's a part of the game. I know you have to be eye candy on these networks, especially with sports. You said it. We were kind of looking for that on our show. A chick who's eye candy and can also talk about sports. But she started to get gassed. Like you said, I'm so beautiful. Everybody loves me. Look at me. She said the other day on her show, if I really wanted to, I could take your husband, your son, and just talking crazy.
That's wild.
That's wild. Like, listen, and listen, I'm about to get deep here. The more I think about it, the more I think it damaged her mentality, her allegedly sleeping with these bosses and co-hosts to achieve that position on the top of the mountain. Listen, that's a very hard position to be in, no pun intended. That will fuck with your self-esteem in so many ways, right? It's almost like when this whole thing came out and happened, she started like overcompensating for her feelings. Maybe she was feeling a little inadequate, like, damn, I had to sleep my way to get to the top. Maybe her self-esteem started getting a little low. Hence the overcompensation. I'm so fly. I'm so beautiful. I take your man. I know a lot about sports. And yes, she knows a lot about sports. But her looks is really what got her to the top, man. So what I'm really trying to say is I like Joy. I wish her luck. The Barstool thing might happen. But if I could say anything to Joy, I could say, Joy, sometimes you gotta get your humility back. You know who that happened to as well, to a lesser degree, and I like him a lot. Is Russell Wilson. I sent you guys that interview the other day. I think Russ was getting a little bit gassed. Flex say, Cypher, don't get gassed. I think Russ was getting a little bit gassed, and I think the experience in Denver with Sean Payton. No, he wanted his own office. He had a section of the plane. Like he was doing a little too much. And Sean Payton kind of knocked him back down to life. And if you notice, Russ is more like he's
more like a regular guy.
And I fuck with Russ. I think Russ is gonna cook this year. But
I agree.
Her podcast, I think it has a chance to do well. You've seen her go on this little run. She was on Joe Budden. She was on the Breakfast Club. She was on all these pop culture stations, so that's what makes me think she's trying to pivot. I think Joy might be done in the sports opinion based space, but I do wish her luck, and I would say to her, Joy, get your humility back, get your compassion back, and
get your womanhood back. You know what I mean? Like, take over. I love.
And I'm a Joy fan. I'm a Joy fan.
I love powerful women. I just saw Hidden Figures. I never saw that shit.
That was great. And
I had to read about it.
Powerful black woman, no doubt.
I had to read about it. I was like, I didn't know that she was true. Like, why did I never know that there was a...
And Joy's a baddie too. Let's not get it twisted. She's a baddie, but I don't want you to tell me you're a baddie. Let me tell you that. You feel what I'm saying? What I do like about Joy, like I said, she's very knowledgeable with her sports. I be seeing dudes under the comments saying, "Tell this bitch to shut up. She don't know what she's talking about." Now every time you see a video of hers, you see like memes with Frank's coming down on somebody's face. Like, so they really cooking in these comments.
Yeah, don't disrespect it, man. Like,
don't be
you know
disrespectful.
What I mean? Like, because to be honest, we don't know if this happened or not. Like, this is all. These are all unknown facts, and this is what happens in corporations.
More than likely it did because they clipped her, but it's still not.
To be honest, no. To be honest, man, like, it's happened in my corporation. Rumors spread, and
look at all these rumors.
And a lot of people hate whatever your gender is. A lot of people hate on people that are better than you, no matter how you look, no matter what you dress. It don't matter nothing, bro. People just hate work ethic, So, and she was getting into her groove, and I'm not saying she didn't do what she did. She maybe did some of it, I'm not saying she did it all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying she, like who the fuck goes into a company and says, yo, bro, I want to have, like, yo, if she's a female CEO, like, yo, I'll fuck your brains out, but just make me VP. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know if it happened like that. It might have been like,
you know, like,
you know what I mean? You want this show? I mean, let's be honest. This happened plenty of times before. This isn't like an anomaly or nothing like that, right? This has happened plenty of times before. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying it. I'm not saying she did it or she didn't do it, but you know, the timing of it was mysterious. She was, you know, engaged to Earl Watson. He mysteriously left. And Joy has been in a battered marriage. Like, Joy's been through a lot. Listen, shout out to Joy Taylor. I like I said, I've always been a Joy fan. I just would say, Joy, regain your humility, be humble, get your compassion back, and I think you'll succeed. I think God, you know, say God knows my heart. They always say that. You know what I mean? Get that spirit out of you, man, and just and the universe and God.
Let that dark shadow go.
100%. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, get that hate out of your heart. Now, I don't even say hate. She doesn't have hate. She's feeling herself, and I think she maybe God knocked it down a little bit and said, "Yo, sometimes God will knock you down, and say, calm it down, and let's get back to work." You know what I mean? But shout out to her because she's climbed a long hard road. Pause. That sounds crazy to get where she is, and for it to just all be taken away overnight. Her all to be taken away overnight is it's tough, but you know, I think she'll get back. And as far as Emmanuel Acho, I'm not a big Emmanuel Acho fan. I think he's overrated, but Joy gets busy, and I think we should leave it at that. What you think? What you think? That's how Cardi B say. Tell me what you think.
And I agree. You know, like I think, but you know, like I said before, man, like there's always some truth to the accusations, but it's never the full truth.
100%.
You know what I mean? Until people dissect it, and you know what's gonna happen? Nobody's ever gonna fucking read us in and say, "Yo, this is what really happened." We'll never know. We'll never know this. It may take fucking 40 years before we really understood.
In the court of public opinion, you're always guilty till proven innocent. You know what I mean? So unfortunately,
but yeah, you know, my opinion, I don't think she's guilty or not innocent.
Who knows?
You know what I mean? I think she took advantage of what she needed to take advantage of. You know, using her name, and
you gotta use what you got to get what you want. Remember that shit?
Of course.
That's that mentality. Pause.
Yeah, word.
That's that thought mentality. Prostitution. I'm not saying about
yeah,
I'm
not.
Yeah. I'm going on. I don't want to. I'm not trying to disrespect. But
word. Represent.
Yo, let's get out of here, man. It's a Saturday afternoon. We wanted to get one in real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just to pause. Is that a pause? Get one in? Nah, fuck that. Ain't a pause. Is that a pause? Ring it up.
No. I'm not gonna pause.
Get it in, maybe.
Yo, I'm a decent judge. You know what I mean? Like sometimes these guys, yo, shout out to Ra and L and Jay. Yo, bro, like you gotta speak in sign language with these niggas. It's like, what the fuck? Like I'm like, yo, what can I say? Like, how the fuck do I speak now? Like, I'll be talking to my niggas like, dirt.
Yeah.
That way. Like,
nah, it's true, like, but it makes for fun. People, when I throw that on TikTok and social media, people always hit me up on the side and be like, yo, I love that shit. That shit, like, Alfonso came up to me the other day and goes, yo, that's like the favorite part of the show at Adam's thing. Yeah.
Yo, all right, so yeah, before we leave, I know you gotta go. But all right, so since you broke up the poor shit, the raging interview with Cam Newton.
I don't even want to talk about that shit.
Yo, shout out to the agency. But like, yo, all right, so since we talk about pause, I want to ask your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like pause and no homo is truly derogatory? Because Cam Newton says pause and no homo is derogatory. Do you feel the same way?
That's a good question. No. I can see how some people look at it like that. I think pause is more like
shout out to the agency.
The gay agency. I think pause is more like an East Coast, New York type of thing. You know what I mean? I know a lot of niggas out of state like, I ain't saying that pause shit. Now, what pause has done in some people's brains is bring more attention to that homophobia shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's fun, man. It's just fun. It's like it's a game, man. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like niggas is too serious about it. It's fun, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's a way for niggas to snap on niggas. You know?
It was like, it was always made like to like, you said some, you said, all right, so and you build on it. Like it was never like, oh, this nigga need to be in a fucking closet wearing dresses. I never thought of anybody saying, you know what I mean? Like
it's an East Coast thing, man. It's an NYC thing. It's a Jersey thing.
It's snapping. It's snapping. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Like a lot of people don't. We didn't have an episode.
Everybody does that shit's like I was listening to LeVar. I think Two Pros and a Joe with LeVar Arrington and Brady Quinn the other day. And LeVar said some shit, and LeVar was like, damn, pause. I've seen like a newscaster say pause. Like I've seen like like professional people like shit, like the shit's done spread. You know what I mean? Like the shit's done, like I seen like dudes on the news be like, yo,
worldwide.
Pause. Yeah, it's crazy. I think Dave McCann might have started that shit, but yeah, we play around with it. Pause. You know, see, there you go.
Yeah, shout out yo, yeah, we reach for them niggas. You know what I mean? Like, yo, we gotta get to that. And this is why we need y'all to hit the like and subscribe.
Facts, though.
Check the merch. You know what I mean? Yo, Real merch. Sports Talk. Y'all already know what it is. Baby, you know, yo, shout out to the U Energy drink, man. Like, yo, we got a lot of things going on, man. But if you're not willing to support us,
then keep it pushing, but we're gonna keep doing our thing. You know what I mean? Let's take a shot to get out of here.
Oh, let's go.
Pause.
All right. Take us
out.
out.
New York Giants. We're gonna talk some Jets tomorrow. I'm excited. We're gonna talk some Jets tomorrow.
I need to buy a Jets hat.
I got one over here. I haven't worn in a while, but we're gonna support. All right, yo, take us out, yo, in and out. This is going out to Joy Taylor and to homie we just talked about. Listen, forgiveness. In the spirit of forgiveness, in the spirit of reconciliation, in the spirit of building back up your image, forgiveness. God loves you. You know what I'm saying? Everyone makes mistakes. We all can change. We all can do the right thing. So here's the spirit of change. Salute.
White cup. Let's go.
We'll see y'all soon. Peace.
Peace.
Sauced up.